Welcome, my Dago Guinea Wop Greaseball Goomba friends, to another Godfather Minute. I'm Alex Robinson.
And I'm Andy Robinson.
And we're two brothers just trying to make it in the world today. Hey, this is Godfather Minute.
Godfather Minute.
Godfather Minute.
Here we are again.
We're talking about minute 30.
Minute 30.
Minute 30. We are half an hour in.
So funny to put it that way, especially because this is really the first scene after. It's the second scene of the movie.
Yeah, that's true. The first,
right?
The
first
wedding
is
takes
the wedding
up the
and
first.
the office and all that.
Yeah.
But so much has happened.
So much has happened
in just 30 minutes.
Well, first of all,
no.
Minuto numero.
Are you ready for your Italian lesson?
No.
Minuto
numero. Numero.
You go. Wow, we're really not on, aren't we?
We're
like,
too
what do you call that one? Where maybe one of us should just talk. Maybe we should trade off.
Okay.
Well, you do the first 30 minutes, and then I'll do the last 5 minutes of the show. Oh, you mean trade off word for word?
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Okay. Welcome
to
the
Godfather
Minute,
where
we
analyze
the
movie
1
minute
at a time.
In
today's
minute,
we
will
see
if
Johnny
gets
the
part
in
his
big
picture.
Period.
Now,
this is going to take a lot longer.
Maybe we should start doing Godfather 30 seconds.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Actually, it'd be funny if we only had a minute to do each minute and we had to do it that way. You know what I mean?
We could
it's
like
truly
one factoid per episode.
If we could even get to that.
Yeah. So we're talking about minute 30.
Mr.
Woltz. No, I thought you were going to give me my Sicilian lesson.
Oh, are you ready for your Sicilian lesson?
Ready. Now I'm ready for my
Well,
Sicilian.
then let's do it while you got the muscle. E minuto
numero
30.
30.
You got it.
Do I roll my R's in that?
No, just once, like 30.
Minuto numero 30.
That's it. You rolled a little more than you need to, but that's fine. That's some flavor.
What is it again?
That's it. 30.
Trenta?
Yeah.
Like Trenton, but without the N.
Kinda, yeah.
Trenton, New Jersey. Right near Hollywood.
It's right next to Hollywood, New Jersey.
So we're talking about minute 30.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off with Mr. Waltz continuing to rail about Johnny not getting a part in that picture.
Would you consider that railing?
I would consider it railing. In Hollywood, that's considered railing.
Or what other words could you use to describe how he is delivering his message to
He's asserting.
Tom Hagen?
You mean with like
he's really verbally abusing him.
Oh, abusing it. Oh,
well, that's why I'm saying. What are the different levels of?
He does throw around ethnic slurs like they're going out of style. So I guess I'd say it's.
And he's loud. He's
I
using
would say
his
it's a
body.
hate crime.
Really, we have to get the feds involved.
Yeah, I think this is the Attorney General is going to need to hear about this. Some of the senators in Washington.
Do you think Woltz would have? Well, maybe this is premature, but would Woltz have said these things and behaved this way if it were 2018?
No.
And not 1946?
No way. You kidding?
No.
Can't get away with that stuff.
I don't know. Those Hollywood big shots, they tried to get away with a lot for a long time.
They do have a head for big deals.
Yeah. So he's railing away on Tom.
And so he says, "Do you tell Johnny?" So I want to explain to people that when I use that chain of epithets for Italian people, I wasn't just making that up. That was dialogue from the movie.
Yeah.
So,
and to be honest, dear listeners, Alex and I debated for probably about 20, 25 minutes before starting this one episode whether he should start with that or not.
Yes.
And I said he shouldn't because it's 2018, but he insisted.
I gotta.
Yeah, I told him, I said, don't insist. He insisted. But those are the words of Mr. Woltz.
Yeah, so we're just quoting them. We have nothing but respect for the Italian people and the hardworking contributions they've made to this America we live in.
It's true.
I believe in America. So he says, Dago, Guinea, Wap, Greaseball, Goombas. No matter how many come out of the woodwork. And, there's one part, this is different than the book.
What do you mean?
There's some dialogue here is different from the book.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying there are things that are in the book that aren't in the movie.
The book is different than the movie. The book is different than the movie. The book is different. The book is different. The book is different than the movie. Yeah.
In the book, he says, he mentions the mafia. He says, I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, Greaseball Mafia people come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And the word mafia is never spoken in the entire Godfather movie.
Yeah.
I guess in Godfather 2 it is, I think.
Oh, that's right.
When he's having the hearings.
During
the
trials,
mafioso or the black hand.
Are you saying you have no...
We have a sworn affidavit.
That you are in a Cosa Nostra.
I also was in International Telegram and Telephone.
Yeah.
So then, after being subjected to this, Tom takes it very well. As we established last week, he has no horse, so to speak, in this race.
No,
it doesn't matter to him whether
Yeah, he goes into it knowing that it's a fool's errand, that Johnny will not get the part in the picture, but yet he knows that the Godfather will succeed.
Yeah, we'll get ultimately.
So it's sort of interesting, two great powers going against each other.
So this offer was not the offer he could not
Good question.
There's
opening. No other offer. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, later. Well, Tom doesn't really make another offer when he's at his house, as we'll see in a few minutes. So I think that is the offer.
But I think that the second offer is much more of like a I don't know. It seems like a different offer. Basically saying like, if you don't put him in the part, we're going to murder you.
Oh, so you consider that another offer?
Because his first offer is, hey, if you put Johnny in the picture, you won't get any union troubles, and your star won't go from marijuana to heroin.
Yeah, got it.
The second offer is like, okay,
yeah,
like
got it.
But what do you think? How would Tom have reacted if Woltz was like, oh, you know what, you're right. Okay, I'll do it. I don't want any union trouble. Tom would have been like, oh, great. Now
he would have been like, I'm not actually prepared for that response. I don't know the right papers.
He would have still done the same thing. Like, I have to go back and tell him the bad news because he doesn't like to wait.
No, you tell him I'm a band leader, and he can have whatever he wants.
And just so you think, it's not about love, it's about dollars and cents.
Mr. Woltz, you can't send me back this soon. I still have to see the other production lots.
So
you're gonna make me look weak, Mr. Waltz.
So
he makes Tom look weak by giving
it's weak. So in one of my favorite exchanges, so he says, "You Mopkini Goomba," whatever, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm German Irish."
Yeah.
And then he immediately says, "Well, listen, my Kraut McFriend." I like that he instantly doesn't even have to think. He can pull racial epithets of all nationalities and creeds and colors.
This Mr. Woltz is so quick. I mean, even the first delivery, I think that's very fast. And immediately, boom, that comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Hollywood big shot for a reason.
That's why he makes quality pictures. And then so he says, "My Kraut McFriend." Mm-hmm. And for the sake of full disclosure, I should point out that we are both, well, I don't know about you, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm half Polish, 1/4 Colombian, and then 1/4
Kraut Mc,
various, Western European. So just so people know what we're I guess we'll be Polak. What would be the term for Colombian?
So are you asking what would Waltz?
How would Waltz refer to us? Yeah, listen, I don't know what the term for Colombians is.
It's like drug dealer.
Yeah.
It's probably the
Listen, my cocaine snorting Polak friend. Listen, my Colombian necktie wearing.
And then we would have said, Mr. Woltz, we're a quarter Western European. Oh, is that right? My Mick Krautego Spaniard French
frog.
bread carrying.
And again, we are just saying these in the context of the movie. We have nothing but respect for
absolutely.
both the French, the Spanish, the Italian.
See all of the ethnicities we just mentioned.
Yes, exactly.
Tom Hagen should have thrown him a curveball and said, Mr. Woltz, I'm a Latvian.
Oh, he would have been like, well, I'll tell you what, my sheep screwing. That's his superpower. He knows the epithet for. I had a roommate in college who was from the Netherlands.
Okay.
Franz. You remember him.
I remember Franz.
And one of the things I found fascinating was getting an insight into what the, here in America, there was a fad of telling Polish jokes in which Polish people were depicted as being extremely stupid.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to cook ice.
Yeah.
They had a screen door on their submarine, all sorts of things. And I asked him.
And us being half Polish, growing up, we were only allowed to tell the joke, but we couldn't say the punchline. You had to be full Polish.
just like the Sicilian.
So it made us even look dumber.
Yeah,
so we
that's
tell the
true,
joke,
yeah.
like, duh, I don't know.
So I totally forgot why we brought this up.
Polak telling jokes.
Franz.
Franz, yeah.
So my roommate Franz was from the Netherlands, and I loved hearing about so in Europe, in the Netherlands, do they tell Polish jokes? And he was like, no. And I was like, so who's your go-to dumb people?
Yeah.
Like, who do you? And he's like, oh, the Belgians. Like the Belgians are there. They tell Belgian jokes about them not knowing how to cook ice and
Do
stuff.
you think they're the same jokes, just the Belgian juxtaposed in the
Probably a lot of them, as long as it doesn't have to do with any kind of wordplay, because that wouldn't work. But I think screen door for ice,
on a submarine.
trying to make the ice with a screen door and. They get them all jumbled up.
That's funny.
Yeah, so they have all sorts of different stereotypes that we would never think of.
Yeah.
That because it's
that
a different
are
place.
regionalisms. Do you know who the Canadians joke about?
Who do the Canadians joke about?
The Newfoundlanders.
Oh, they are the
Polish.
right.
The Polish. I don't know. It's one of those SAT analogies.
Yeah.
The
Well, that seems
Polish
more like an
It
intra-national
is.
thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That would be more like
Yeah.
us making fun of like hillbillies or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? As opposed to another nation entirely.
Yeah, and we have nothing but respect for hillbillies.
We love the people of Newfoundland.
Wait, what do you mean? I was talking about the Belgians.
I love the people of Newfoundland. I don't want to speak for you.
That's right. You're half Polish. I'm the other half Polish.
Yeah. Together we make one.
Together we are Polish. So he threatens. Woltz is pissed off.
Get out of here.
He's railing against him. I have a little bit of information in the book that I'm privy to that is not in the movie. You know why,
extra
Alex?
then. This doesn't contradict the movie.
It doesn't contradict the movie, no.
It's
but
additional
It's
information.
additional information, but do you know that technically makes the book...
This is true. The book is different than the movie.
The book is different than the movie. The book is different.
On page 56, Puzo writes, I don't care how many Guinea Mafia Goombas come out of the woodwork. He leaned back. A word of advice to you, my friend. Oh, no, a word of advice to you, my friend. J. Edgar Hoover, I assume you heard of him? Woltz smiled sardonically. Yeah, he's a personal friend of mine. If I let him know I'm being pressured, you guys will never know what hit you.
Whoa.
Wow, he's dropping some serious nameage. And Hagen already knew this, by the way, because when...
He was afraid. Well, in the dossier that
Exactly,
Johnny
Don
told him.
Corleone
Yeah.
and Johnny Fontaine had already told him. So he was expecting it.
So can I say a technical thing about the show?
Uh-huh.
Production note.
Yeah.
Maybe starting this episode, whenever you're quoting the book, you should put like a filter on it, so it sounds like it's like it's from a different. It's not us saying it; it's from the book. You know what I mean?
I was originally going to put accordion music in the background, but I don't think it's always fitting for the line I'm delivering. And plus, I didn't find any
Good accordion music.
Yeah. But I
anyway.
don't know any accordion players. That's not a bad idea. So put some kind of filter.
Hey, my wop goody gooba friend. Make it sound like an
Like the
old-timey radio.
1930s?
Yeah.
Funny goodbye, friend.
Yeah. Everyone sung all their dialogue back then. I admire your pictures very much.
So he drops J. Edgar Hoover's name. Yeah, I actually added the in there. He didn't say, he's a personal friend of mine. He said, he's a personal friend of mine. I had to add the
Yeah, it's good.
just
It's good. I
classic.
like the way. So your version is different than the book.
It is. Oh, no. I'll just overdub that line. The book is different than the... Oh, we already have that one.
So this is the scene where Tom says he only has one client.
Mm-hmm.
And is this the first time that we know this, that he's the only client for the Don?
I think so.
I guess you kind of have to.
You sort of assume it.
Well,
mean,
what else would Tom be doing?
Well,
Like
most-
contract law or...
My understanding is that most people in the mob the hierarchy, the structure, all throughout the levels of the structure have all kinds of side businesses to make money.
Yeah.
That they're not always sharing with the people they have to pay in the next level up. So I'm wondering if Tom does that. He's probably already making so much. Puzo wrote in the book that when he officially became consigliere, just before this scene, Tom knew that he would be, quote, a rich man, not to mention the power he would have.
Right, yeah.
So he's probably not doing any other business. He's got to stay pretty focused.
Also, Tom must have been pissed then
What do you mean?
when Michael takes over and he kind of shunts him to the side.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of only has a very brief window of being the concierge.
That's the way it
And then
goes.
it turns into a war, and he's not a wartime concierge. So,
Yeah. He's probably already loaded by then. But
I
it's
mean,
not-
from his personal pride point of view, of being
Yeah.
like, oh, people are really going to fear the name of Tom Hagen because he's the assistant concierge.
yeah. The notary with an attitude.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I guess power isn't everything. It's the only thing.
That's true.
Speaking of which, before I forget, I have a surprise for you.
Another surprise.
I
Last
have-
week you debuted a new song.
I'm just the surprise guy. I'm Andy Robinson, the surprise guy.
Surprise guy.
So I'm wondering if I should save it for the bonus content. Actually, let me show it to you now, and then you can talk about whether you want to open it now or later, or don't open it yet. You want to open it now and, talk to the listeners.
Let's
about
open
what-
it during the bonus content.
Okay, well, talk to the listeners.
Okay,
Tease them about what I
I'm
just
holding
handed
in
you.
my hand a. You can hear it. It's a something wrapped in what appears to be a Whole Foods shopping bag.
Are we playing the game show Password?
well, password would be like
Isn't that
Godfather.
minute?
Ding. See, like
All
that.
right,
That's
you got it.
password. No, so this is it's about, I'd say, maybe 4 inches by 8 inches by an inch thick.
It's wrapped in a paper bag.
Wrapped-
Taped. It is taped, but I meant to wrap it in an official gift bag. But
Okay.
it is a gift to you, from me to you.
Is this a Sicilian message you're trying to send me? So, yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess we'll open it during the bonus content.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It is a set of Sicilian knives.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's open it during the bonus content.
Yeah. So if you want to hear that, everyone, godfatherminute.com/support. Go do that.
It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun,
Yeah.
you say.
I mean, the gift.
The gift.
The bonus content, too.
Hit or miss.
Yeah.
He admires Tom taking it all in stride. Admires his pictures very much. I always thought that was an odd way of phrasing it.
Yeah.
Like, you could think of a person as being admirable, but I don't think of like a movie. Oh, that was a very admirable movie. Like, I think of admirable, like I admire means something like that person has a quality that I,
I admire
That
your
I-
pictures very much. I wonder if that's changed with the times.
maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, because I admire you
Yeah.
for making wonderful pictures.
Yeah. Or is Tom doing like a faux pas? Like Woltz is like, you heard that guy said he admires my pictures. You can understand admiring me because I make the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't no author. Or no, you say I am an author. I know
That's true. Yeah.
Waltz is a man of many surprises.
So I like that he admires. Does he really admire his pictures very much?
He does.
So do you think
He
like
actually does. And in the
in the book they say that?
The book, there's a whole. I'm going to save some of this for a future minute, but
Okay.
I'll tease y'all with this. He is a fan of movies and the film business. Yes, there are parts of the book that you don't see in the movie, extended parts and chapters in the book that have to do with Hollywood and Tom's relationship to Hollywood. Which don't happen until after the scene. I'm pretty much giving it all away now. More or less, Tom makes headways into the Hollywood business after the scene, sort of inspired by his interactions with Woltz.
He's like, how hard could it be?
Kind
This
of.
idiot could do it. Oh, interesting. I'll have to stay tuned for that.
Exactly, yeah.
But
But he's a fan. He's a fan of movies.
But I'm imagining like when he's like, when am I going to Hollywood? And then he's like, oh, you're going to go talk to this Hollywood big shot. And then he's like, I get to meet Jack Woltz. I admire his pictures so much. And then like he's all like goes home and tells his wife he's so excited. And should I ask him for his autograph? No, that would be weird. I don't want to make it weird.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
I thought Tom was getting excited because he thought that John was going to make him the star in the picture because he didn't think Jenko was dead at that point. He's like, I have no shot of getting into the consigliere business.
No chance.
But maybe I can get into the Hollywood.
He leaves a headshot with Jack Woltz.
Speaking of Jack Woltz, the book, Puzo writes a lot in the book about the background of the character Jack Woltz that you don't learn about in the movie.
Now, don't forget, put on that filter so people know you're reading from the book.
Should I do it digitally or should I do it with my hand now?
Do it that way. Read us a long paragraph with that in that style.
Jack Woltz was a tall, powerfully built man with a heavy punch. No, that sounds terrible. Here's some background about Jack Woltz. Jack Woltz was a tall, powerfully built man with a heavy paunch, almost concealed by his perfectly tailored suit. Okay, I'm gonna pause to get your reactions. Do you feel that that's an accurate description of him so far?
This doesn't seem like they kept that in mind when casting the actor. I wouldn't think of him. The first thing I wouldn't think of him as a big guy with a paunch.
Yeah. Tall and powerfully built.
No, if anything, he seems kind of small and wiry to me.
Yeah. Hagen knew his history. At 10 years of age, Woltz had hustled empty beer kegs and pushcarts on the east side. So he's from New York. At 20, he helped his father sweat garment workers.
He helped the Don?
No.
Oh, his own father.
He helped his own
Jack
father
Woltz's
sweat
father.
garment workers. You can see him there, like, and I'll tell you something, you Filipino, like, oh, that's where he learned all his,
where he picked up all
racial
his,
epithets. Yeah. At 30, he had left New York and moved west, invested at the Nickelodeon, and pioneered motion pictures.
I like to go rewinding to the racial epithets thing. Like whenever like a new nationality would come in, like a Laplander or something, he'd go up and go, let me ask you a question. What would I say to a Laplander that would really get him pissed off, that would really be offended by? And the guy would be like, oh, you would call us a goat rider. And he's like, all right, thanks.
Thanks.
I'll get back to work and goat rider.
To that same guy. He says,
yeah.
I think if we're going to turn this into a backdoor pilot, it has to be the international adventures of a young Jack Woltz. He travels to different countries to learn those all that terminology, just so he can use it in his father's shop.
Oh wow! So he specifically for that,
and then later in the movie business,
he goes on an international tour to become more worldly about what to call people.
That's so funny. I think if he were in a backdoor pilot or sitcom, every episode where the studio audience would scream out, he'd have to be like, yeah, I ain't no, fill in the blank with whatever the context was. Or not the racial epithet. Oh, it couldn't be the racial epithet. I meant like, yeah, I ain't no jukebox repairman, because the jukebox broke down that episode.
That's funny they picked jukeboxes, because jukeboxes probably put a lot of band leaders out of work.
Oh, it all connects. So he had helped his father sweat garment workers. I love that. That's a cool image, sweating garment workers. Garment workers are already sweating, right?
Oh, well, that's, if you think about it, like, do you really want your garments made in some place where everyone's all sweaty? And then when they get to you, they're all like, ugh, I don't want some, some goat rider was making little sweat all over this.
Well, I think they're all sweaty because Jack Woltz gets so worked up when he's chewing everyone out. He's the one sweating all over the product.
He puts the big, like, studio lights on them. So
this is all training for being a Hollywood producer.
Limelight gets hot.
Let's see. At 30, he had left New York and moved west, invested in the Nickelodeon, and pioneered motion pictures. Those were those standalone movie machines,
right?
Like
you can't do that on television, and
can't do one on television.
Oh, that was the wrong Nickelodeon.
At 48, he had been. Oh, by the way, before I continue, Take a guess how old Tom Hagen is in this scene. If we finally have an age reference.
Tom Hagen. No, he's probably about the same age as Sonny, more or less, because they met when they were both kids. I'm going to guess he's 37.
That is a great guess. He is 35.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. You got to hand it to me. You got to give it to me.
If you have been named the consigliere of the strongest crime boss in the United States, arguably, at 37 or 35, you're doing pretty well.
Well, don't forget, though, people they didn't live as long back then.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Like the average lifespan was like 44.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
So,
but good for Tom Hagen.
I think he's semi-retired at this point.
Back to Walt. At 48, he had been the most powerful movie magnate in Hollywood, still rough-spoken, rapaciously amorous, a raging wolf, ravaging helpless flocks of young starlets.
Now we're talking.
At 50, he transformed himself. He took speech lessons.
A giant lion.
He took speech lessons. That's kind of a mystery.
Dancing lessons, acting lessons.
You wouldn't know the speech lessons. Or maybe that's where you learned.
So you know, I was the best piece of ass he ever had.
I was the best piece of ass I ever had.
It was really fucked up.
If he took speech lessons, I wonder how he sounded before.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was all like upper class, and he's like, if I'm going to work in a sweatshop, I can't be in here with my, to whom are you speaking? So he needed to like toughen it up a bit.
Oh, and his voice was all, to whom are you speaking, sir?
I say, old chap.
Would you please hurry up with that address? We must export the shipment in less than 10 minutes.
Exactly.
That was at 50, he transformed himself. He took speech lessons, learned how to dress from an English valet, and how to behave socially from an English butler.
So he had to hire a butler and a valet, two separate guys.
Yeah. And let's just denote
like the butler couldn't have told him, or the valet couldn't have told him. The valet's like, sir, I do not know anything about proper speech. I'm strictly a haberdasher.
Those are union guys. They're not going to go beyond what their contract says.
That's where he learned his hatred of unions.
Yeah. That's actually what the Tom's offer was. We can make the butler and valet unions not go on strike.
Oh,
that's why Woltz got so pissed off. Yeah. He's been dealing with this for decades. By the way, this is a regular English valet. This is not an English corpse valet.
Okay, good.
When Waltz's first wife died, he married a world-famous and beautiful actress who didn't like acting. Who didn't like acting. Mm-hmm. Now, at the age of 60, he collected old master paintings, was a member of the President's Advisory Committee, and had set up a multi-million-dollar foundation in his name to promote art in motion pictures.
Oh.
Art in motion pictures. His daughter had married an English lord, his son an Italian princess.
This guy's got a real... he's really got a thing for British. He really wants in. He wants into upper crust society.
Finally, his latest passion, as reported dutifully by every movie columnist in America, was his own racing stables, on which he had spent $10 million in the past year. And Alex, I think I'll stop reading there.
That was when he was reading the dossier, and he was like, "That's all
in.
Luca, come here. You don't like horses, right?
Luca, can you ride the ponies? I need you to ride a pony out to Hollywood." Luca's still practicing his speech. Look, he already gave me the speech.
What's the matter? What's ridiculous?
Something else that's in the book, a little bit different, is that Hagen, in his offer that Woltz can't refuse, Hagen offers to fund the picture.
Go fund him?
To go fund him. And Woltz, at this offer, he sort of perks up and changes his tone. And Woltz says, this is a $1 million picture. And Hagen, discreetly or in mixed words.
He's like, in that case, we'll finance 12 of them.
Yeah. Well, and Hagen says, there are many people that are, I forgot the words he used, like committed to the Don's judgment.
Yeah.
But still, Woltz doesn't go for it because he hates that Johnny the Complainer.
He's not. The picture's gonna make him a star.
Yeah, no chance. No chance.
So Tom leaves, and we get the return of the delightful Hollywood theme.
Yeah, before yeah, I love that theme. Before he leaves,
Yes.
Tom walks out, and what does Walt say to his?
Oh, look! What does he say? Look into him.
Check him out.
Check him out. Yeah.
Always wanted to be able to say that.
Yeah.
Be powerful enough to have someone on hand who will look into someone else for you.
That would be so great, wouldn't
That'd
it?
be awesome.
The problem is to get that, you have to really bust your ass to get to that stage.
Yeah.
Like, and the whole point is I don't want to have to bust my ass. I want people to do it. So it's like it's a paradox. So yeah, that'd be great to have someone doing your every whim.
Yeah. So he leaves. Tom leaves, and
Have you ever looked into someone beyond just like
Googling their name? That
Yeah,
kind of
like-
thing. Besides like Snapchatting their friends and finding out their interests. And all that
besides staying outside someone's house and waiting for them to come home and
Are you counting? Or do you count when I was like video recording people and they didn't know it?
I don't know. Depends. Do you count that? Because if you don't count it, then I wouldn't count it.
I wouldn't count.
If you didn't think of it as this counts towards checking someone out.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't count that.
So you've never have.
I don't think I've checked anyone out.
Okay.
Or had anyone check someone out for me. Have you?
I've checked out a number of people over the years.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, as you know, I moved here to Portland 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, before I came, I had some of the people that I'd be interacting with checked out.
So what you're saying is you sent an advanced team like the Don did with Carlo.
That is
before Carlo
that's
got
totally
married?
what I'm saying. Yeah.
So who did you have checked out?
That's not your concern.
The people that you interact with
Don't ask me
regularly?
about my business, Andy.
Who did you have checked out?
I'll let you ask me about my business one time. Do you really want to waste it on this? Or do you want to save it for another occasion?
You know what? Unlike Kay, I'm going to save it. I feel
Okay,
like this is a
good.
low-level piece of information.
You have one card. It's like
I
a
got
get out of
one.
jail free. Ask me about my business card.
We should make those up and give them.
Totally.
I'll
yeah.
give them to you. We each have
Yeah.
one card to play.
If we ever have a Godfather Minute listener event, we'll give out cards.
Oh,
and say-
definitely. What would be on the card? What would the picture? Would there be an image or anything else?
It would just be an image with no text on it.
Oh, it wouldn't even say
Yeah.
this gives the owner the right to claim one piece of information
One
about
and then
someone
one in
else's
parentheses.
business. Yeah, you have to specify.
No, not someone else's business, specifically my business.
Oh, Alex Robinson's
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Oh, how many of these are you have made?
Just one.
Just
It's like it's one time offer. You can sell it to someone else. You can do whatever you want to do with
Okay.
it. Just don't give it to the feds. So then we cut to a beautiful Woltz mansion.
To Tom Hagen in Hollywood.
Gonna make pictures there.
He's a fan and admires Waltz's pictures.
Check him out.
He knows Waltz really likes
Congratulations.
horses, and that's his angle.
Yeah. All right.
Dude, let me pause and ask you this. Do you think our listeners know
Are
that?
still listening? No.
Do you think they know that probably 99% of the stuff we talk about is completely off the cuff? Like that, those lyrics.
I hope they know that.
Okay.
I hope they also appreciate that we've never seen the movie up until this right before we record. We were like, watch it, and then we just jump right in.
That's why some of these jokes bomb. I guess
Yeah.
I'm making some excuses.
Yeah. Woltz Mansion.
Waltz's mansion, it's beautiful.
It is. That's a real place in Beverly Hills. It's the estate of none other than Citizen Kane himself, William Randolph Hearst.
Oh, wow.
Lived in that.
I thought you were going to say Orson Welles.
No.
Wow.
Just
Did
William.
he live there at the time?
No, he was deceased by this.
Oh,
He
okay.
had, in 1946 or in 1972.
yeah, that's right.
He had to have been deceased by 1972.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful home.
It is. The interiors were not shot there. They were shot at the Guggenheim Estate in Long Island. So if you're watching if you look at the exterior and you're trying to map it out based on that, it's not going to match up. But like the Shining.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't match up. The inside does not match up.
Do you know where the exterior shots of The Shining were filmed, Alex?
Where were they filmed, Andy?
Just about an hour and a half from here, on top of beautiful Mount Hood in Oregon, and the Timberline Lodge, the historic
I wish
Timberline
my
Lodge.
advanced team had told me that before I moved here.
Well, didn't you have the Timberline Lodge checked out?
It wasn't. I didn't know it was here. They're very specific. They only check out the specific things. They don't go beyond their mandates. So, and also in an episode of Charlie's Angels, the same house was used. So
Exterior?
yeah, the same exterior.
Is that where Charlie lived? He was the brains behind the operation, right?
He was the brains behind the operation, but I don't think it's where he lived, because if it was only in one episode, I assume he would have seen Charlie's house more frequently.
Oh, you never see Charlie. Isn't that the whole point?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boz was their manager. Bosley, yeah.
yeah. The role of Bosley was originally offered to Mr. Cunningham, Tom Bosley.
Oh, funny.
That's why the character is named Bosley, because
Get outta here.
Yeah, and they got a guy.
Man.
Doyle, I think it's something Doyle.
But in the audition, I already didn't get the part
Bosley.
because he kept going, hey.
Wait, Mr. Cunningham was doing that?
He had
'cause
learned that from the Fonz. He's like, wow, that move.
the kids
is
love
great.
Fonz. I'll do a Fonzie impression. Well, Fonzie would have been. Let's see, how old Fonzie would have been by this point?
In 72?
No, in 1946.
Oh. You mean the character of the Fonz?
Yeah, the character of Fonz.
Oh, he would have been just a kid.
Well, keep in mind, the Happy Days takes place in the 50s.
In the 50s,
So
yeah.
it
And
would
he's
only
probably
be
like 25 in the...
You think he's only 25? The
I mean,
Fonz?
he looks older than that, but I think if you probably
just has
look,
one of those
his
old-fashioned
character was
faces.
his character's probably younger
That totally changes.
because
how
they're
I
all in
look at
high
this.
school, aren't they?
Yeah, you're right.
So he's
I
just
guess
a little bit old. If he's older than 25, it's getting creepy.
Yeah.
He's hanging out with all those.
He lives above someone's garage. He's like
Yeah,
50-year-old
I
guy
know.
living above his high school friend's garage.
It makes a big difference when someone's 20 and they're going, hey, and when someone's 55 and they're going, hey.
It's true. That's so weird.
Yeah.
I
So
guess
he's-
because when you're a kid, when I was a kid and I watched it, you just think he's older. But then as I got old, just like, there's no way I can be as old as the Fonz.
I know.
And now I'm older than the Fonz. How'd that happen? Not Henry Winkler, obviously.
Yeah. Older than the Fonz.
But anyway.
So it is a beautiful mansion. And now Woltz is... 1 minute he's railing Tom Hagen, and the next he's walking him through the house. And he's got a drink for
Invited
him.
him over to his home.
Yeah.
To his house.
Where his horses eat.
And play with their hay. Well, that's all I have for minute 30.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
where the
anything
minute
else?
ends. No. I do feel like we need to do our cannoli
Countdown.
countdown.
We also have to rate the minute, too.
That's true. We'll do
Yeah.
that right after the
Cannoli
cannoli countdown.
countdown.
Guns and cannoli. Won't be seeing Polly no more.
Paulie betrayed me, he got a cold and then didn't show up to work. I thought Paulie was a good kid, but it turned out he was the stupid jerk. I'm talking about a countdown.
Guns and cannoli. You won't be seeing Polly no more.
You gotta leave the gun to send a clear message, or else you might lose your life. And whatever you do, take that cannoli. Don't upset Clemenza's wife. We're working on a countdown.
Guns and cannoli. You won't be seeing Polly no more.
How many minutes left? How many minutes left? We're doing the countdown. How many minutes left? How many minutes left, consigliere? How many minutes left?
So how many minutes left, Alex?
How many
Well, if there were 30 last time, that means there must be 29 minutes until the cannoli countdown.
Oh, no.
Anyway, you know what I mean.
We got it.
You got it.
So let's rate this episode. What do you think?
Well,
This is tricky. I think this is a tough one to rate.
do you want to go first?
No, after you.
I'm going to now, because there's a lot of clever racial epithets in it. I'm going to give it 1 star.
Oh, is it now? That's a 2018 rating.
Yeah.
But what about a 1973 rating?
Oh, 1973. I would have given this like probably 4 stars.
I'm going to give it.
Waltz is a great character. It shows
Yeah.
Tom's character that I admires his picture very much. Shows that he's a cultured man.
Yeah.
You get some of the Hollywood theme in there,
Yeah.
but
Now,
it
you
has
listen-
racial epithets, so 1 star.
Now, are you saying that to be politically correct?
No,
you truly believe that it is not well written, poorly acted.
Well, I think
not
it's
memorable.
I think it is well acted and well written and very memorable, but I just can't
Because of
get
that.
over the racial epithets. It's
Okay.
just it's.
I'm going with 4 stars.
4 stars.
I'm going with the
Why?
19
Now, why are you such a racist?
I'm going with the 1970.
When did that become your thing?
Listen, you drug dealing Polak brother of mine. 4 stars. I just think it's a great minute. I think Woltz
Wow.
is such an
He's
awesome
a great character.
He's just,
Yeah.
and this and one of the upcoming minutes where he explodes again,
Yeah.
or where you see his character.
He's never
at his
as good
best.
as when he's exploding.
Yeah.
That's like his best, his best line, his best times.
It's almost shocking at the end of this minute where he's like, yeah, "Tom's a beautiful play," where he's speaking normally.
Yeah, it's like, did he know they were filming, or was he? So, well, all right then. So yeah, the minute ends with Tom getting a tour of the grounds with Woltz as the sun is like it's late afternoon.
Beautiful LA afternoon. So, Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse Nightclub. That's where you can reach out to us and
On Facebook.
converse, comment, ask questions. You can also email us at godfatherminute@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can email questions, comments, or you can record your voice saying
Zaza.
That's right.
Still waiting for those Zazas.
I almost said that's right, like that's right. So send them to us. We'll drop them in the episodes. Are we going to be allowed to use people's names?
Well, maybe when you email, you can say whether you want your name read or whether you just want to use a fake name or a pseudonym or a nom de plume.
Yeah, please put a statement in there saying I give you all permission to put this in our podcast.
Because if you don't, we will say your name, your telephone number, your address, any information we have about you. We had you checked out.
Yeah, check them out. I have one other final point. In Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse Nightclub, I want to give a shout out to Lisa Jankowski,
What?
who wrote about our joking around about Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse Nightclub. You know, we keep joking about like it's where you
No joke.
where you do the stepping over, where he hires a guy to look like Sonny.
Even you get respect.
Yeah. So you and I, Alex, have been joking where it's a place where you do the stepping over.
Yeah.
Right. But Lisa changed it and made it more inclusive. She said where nobody gets passed over, or nobody gets passed over here. It's a little different.
Nobody gets passed over.
Nobody gets passed over here.
Oh, yeah. So it's a bit more inclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. It's
like
more
it.
a positive way of framing it rather than saying, oh, you get to step over people.
Yeah.
It's more of a communal.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not sure if Fredo would have gone for that because he's really burning with anger over this. But maybe Fredo, if he had lived it 20 years later, he would have accepted it and finally have come to terms with it. And so, you know what? We all need to get together and get along.
Yeah. Come on, people. Smile on your brother. So anyway, this wraps up Godfather Minute 30.
And so in 29 minutes from now, you can leave the gun and take the cannoli
to Godfather Minute, the podcast.